And what could be sexier than a shitless horse, right? Not a sentence I thought I'd be saying when I got out of bed this morning. Hello and welcome then to these closing remarks from VERGE 2024. I'm climate comedian Stuart Goldsmith, and before I go into my summary of the last day and a half, I just want to thank everyone that came along to my comedy show last night. We shared some climate confessions to try and undermine the idea of this purity test. You know, to drag these toxic things that we all do, that we know we feel a bit guilty about, our grubby little climate confessions, to drag those into the light. As a result of sharing them last night, what's happened, of course, is that throughout today, people have been coming up and sharing them with me on a sporadic, ad hoc basis. Thanks for everyone who's done that. My favorite, I think, of the ones today was a person who came up to me and told me their climate confession was that during winter, before going to bed, they use an electric hairdryer to warm the bed sheets. And that person will remain Sarah Golden. So, before I give my summary as well, one more thing. I have to give a quick shout out to Slide Deck Karaoke, which is happening at 4:30. It's in the agenda. The room is some heinous code, AC11205. God knows where the room is. Try and find it in the agenda. Slide Deck Karaoke, if you don't know, we did this at Green Biz earlier this year in Arizona, where people who have never seen a slide deck before are invited to come up and improvise their presentation around it. It's a huge amount of fun, and it turns out a lot of you have improv backgrounds that I wasn't expecting. So come along and do that. And now, before we run out of time here, we've got something a little bit special. I've been asked to summarize this event, and I have to say my own part of it has been very exciting. I've been involved in panels. I played an incredible climate crisis board game called Daybreak, which I urge you all to find out about. It's really incredible. I don't know if anyone here. Just give us a cheer, a round of applause if you were in the Catan and Daybreak panel. It was so good. The Catan was wonderful. Daybreak is exceptional, very, very smart. It's the second most complicated board game I've ever played. First place goes to a game called Agricola, which, if you can believe it, is a 17th century farming micromanagement game. So that's a lot of fun, but Daybreak, you've got to check it out. I took part in workshops, in small rooms and panels. I found out some scary things. I would say the most frightening thing I found out in the last 24 hours is that when you're on an international flight anywhere in the world and you finish your can of soda and you hand it to the person, it doesn't get recycled, it doesn't get thrown away. By law, it is all incinerated. I'm trying not to use the phrase hell in a handcart, but there we are. I think I know, I've been doing a lot of learning as well. I think I know what an offtake is. I think I know, but I do promise to have worked it out by next time. That was a joke about offtakes, come on. Oh, maybe you don't know what an offtake is either. Maybe that's the challenge. Now, there is a thing, before we get to the big finale here, there is a thing that comedians do, which I think that maybe you will relate to. People often think that comedians are brave. We stand on stage in front of thousands or tens of thousands of people sometimes, and it's easy to think that comedians are brave, but I think we're only brave the first time. We're brave the first time that we step onto a stage where we're full of heroism and passion and belief in our dream. And then, of course, as we become a professional comedian, we get bogged down in followers and metrics and being viral or not, and we get bogged down in all of the business, all of the metrics, the engagement and all that stuff, the business of being a comedian, rather than the passion that we started out with. Those things are necessary, the business things, but we can lose sight of the passion. And so for everyone here at VERGE, to summarize this event this year, I would like to say don't lose sight of the passion. With climate disclosures and contract models and emission accounting and all of those other things which I don't understand at all, which are presumably necessary, but which get in the way of the passion that got you into this industry in the first place, the passion that drives you when you jump out of bed in the morning, as I know you all do, in order to fulfill your roles, which, let's not forget, are all about saving the world. I would like to remind all of us, myself included, to focus on and to remember that passion. Now, Saul talked a bit about connection there, and you saw yesterday in our opening remarks, we have this device. This doesn't have a name. This device. I've christened it the Vergetron. My first option was the Virginator, but then I said it out loud. This is the Vergetron, and yesterday Sarah Golden and I, we stood here, the two of us, and we lit these lava tubes up by connecting the circuit ourselves. And now, in the spirit of embodying a real connection with everyone here, we are going to include as many people as we can So I would like to invite to help me with this some of the unsung heroes of the Trellis team who've been making this whole event possible. Would you please welcome to the stage with a huge round of applause some Trellis team members. Here they are. And please welcome Sarah as well. Sarah, if you'd care to join me over here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey there, Hannah, how you doing? So if you can remember where you stood yesterday for rehearsals, we are not just going to make use of these team members, we're also going to try and include some of you in this as well. So if you're in the front couple of tables, just raise a hand if you would like to join us with this experiment. I'm fairly certain, although I cannot completely waive, that there will not be any danger. Would you be interested? Could we broaden this out so that we're going off the stage and into the audience? And if anyone would like to volunteer, please come up and grab a hand. It need be a hand, it mean an ankle with permission.
5 minutes, yeah.
Connect yourself to someone, at least it's not over a glove, it has to be skin-to-skin contact. Apparently this will work with up to 50 people. What we're going to do, hey Brian, I'm going to go that way round. Make sure that you are connected, please, and just by way of testing that we're connected, thank you, lots of lovely laminates out there, we're just going to very quickly send a pulse. So as soon as you feel a pulse, you pass a pulse on all the way around to ensure that we're connected, and then we'll give it a go. So here we go, a quick pulse going this way. Faster. Faster. Invaders have broken the circuit, but they're very welcome. Quick, start the pulse over there. There we go. Keep going, keep. Whoa. All the way around. Okay, I feel there was some quite woolly pulsing in this section. But we'll try it. Ladies and gentlefolk of Verge, can you join us, everyone in the room, with a huge countdown from 3 to 1, and keep your eye on the lava tubes over there to close this ceremony. Here we go. You ready? Here we go. A countdown from 3 to 1. Everybody, 3, 2, 1. Try not to do that. And that's us. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much from Verge. Give yourselves a round of applause.